All right. So just a quick daily recap here of what we saw in price today. I'll go over the one demo trade I took. Didn't feel comfortable trading on a live account today, considering just what I saw from price. But I did trade demo because I was curious to see if one of the moves I was looking for would play out. But it didn't look like an A+ setup to me, so I just didn't want to take it on live. So what I was looking for this morning was I was still bullish. Okay, I was still bullish because we were still, again, in discount territory within this weekly range. We're respecting a weekly order box still, and we were a hell of a lot closer to this daily fair value gap than we are now. Okay. So that was my bias. I was hoping that we would trade up into this liquidity and into the fair value gap on the daily. So I was bullish. And I was looking for, I guess I would say the problem with and why I didn't get in for an entry on a live account is because, well, we didn't trade within any higher time frame PD array. We're not inside anything here where I could find my model, right? It's just a bunch of choppy accumulation, which is fine, but not the best for when I'm trying to find a setup. So we got this sweep at midnight, and then you see the market continued higher up until 9:30 open. And what I wanted to see for a potential buy, but I wasn't going to really entertain it too much, I only took it on a demo, was I wanted to see price trade and respect this 1 hour fair value gap and this inverse fair value gap on the 1 hour. I wanted to see it sweep these lows, respect that, and go higher. And for a moment, it was respecting it, and so I got in on a demo account. Right, you see these lows were swept, and so I got in on a demo account. Once price tapped back into this fair value gap here, actually I think it was on a 2 minute potentially that I got in off of. You see and it is very clean, to be fair. Broke above the high, so broke structure, created an inverse fair value gap and a fair value gap that we tapped into and traded nicely off of. But then you could see it continued lower. So as far as how the day went, clearly it was a bearish day. We took liquidity as market opened. We took buy side liquidity and just fell off a cliff from there. Now, here's the deal. Does it make sense what price did today? Absolutely. I can totally get behind the fact that we swept a little bit of buy side here before dropping and taking out all these lows. I totally get that. Now, not that like, for me, I wouldn't have taken a sell today, okay, for the reason I told you before, with my higher time frame bias, but also when you're on the 15 minute and the 1 hour here, there's just too much liquidity to the upside within this accumulation for me to be ultra bearish. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, like I said, higher time frame, I had that bias of us wanting to get up until here. Now what I'll say is that how we closed like this, creating a new lower low, especially because ES already actually did tap into its fair value gap on the daily. I'm okay with us, like, this is my next draw here. It's my next draw, even though I get it, we're in a discount on the weekly, we are. But that's my next, and we'll see what happens. I can't trade for the rest of the week anyway based off of news, but I think that's a target at this point. So I would be bearish now, looking for just trade the trend at this point. I'll be demo trading tomorrow and the rest of the week potentially. At the very least, I'll be back testing those days, and definitely doing a daily recap of those days to kind of see what price did. So it'll be good to get a to get an overview of that. But as far as today went, right, started with a bullish bias. Clearly that bias was wrong. We ended up ending bearish, and nice bearish. However, I'm okay with getting the bias wrong if I'm disciplined enough to say, nope, I'm not getting in the trade today. And I was disciplined enough to do that, right? I only took a demo trade just to see, you know, I was interested to see if something would play out. But I wasn't interested enough to put money down on it. And rightfully so, because my bias was wrong, right? If you're going to see me enter in a live trade, you're going to damn well know that I'm making sure that I'm 99% certain a bias is going to do one thing rather than the other. And today it was a bit tougher because, again, like I said, I was bearish, I was bullish. However, you know, we were in this giant accumulation, and it gave me no PD array to work off of for an entry now, or for my model to take place within. What I don't like about this move, I'll be honest, is the fact that we didn't take internal range liquidity before taking external range liquidity, which I know I could be looking at it wrong, but I'm pretty certain like we didn't do that here. I mean, maybe you can make an argument for something, but I don't think we took internal range liquidity of this trading range here before going lower. You can make an argument for this, like we said, but yeah, I mean, look, it is what it is. That was the movement for today. I'm glad I stuck to my guns and decided not to enter on anything. And yeah, so bearish day when I had a bullish bias, but my model never presented itself in a way where I would have taken a trade, right? Like an A+ setup. So good. That was the day. That was the daily recap right there.